Welcome, dirty Outriders of Enoch, to Mom's Basement, from where I bring you another Outriders build video with Dirty's special cheat sheet. A super hot anomaly pyro build which, contrary to all the other anomaly builds you will find on YouTube, can be used for leveling as well. So I started it right from level 1 all the way up to CT10. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy mode early on, but it works and doesn't require hours of farming to make it work. And to make your life even easier, we will create a nice little cheat sheet during this video which will give you a one-slide overview at the end of the build. So you don't have to take any notes. Isn't that amazing? So stay with me for my Outriders Anomaly Pyromancer build called the Cremator. That's like it's pronounced. And just before we start, please remember folks, like, subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated and help me out, cause for every like Mom gives Dirty a cookie and Dirty loves his cookies. Moreover, if you're interested in seeing me live, make sure to drop by at Mom's Basement, from where I stream every Tuesday and Thursday on twitch.tv. You will find the links in the description and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And now let's get it on with the Cremator build. Okay, dirty folks, nice to have you still with me. Time to share this awesome pyro build with you all. We will start with the Classtree as always, where I show you what I picked when and why. The order will be shown in the cheat sheet in the end as well, so no worries. Next I will show you the skills to use with this build, the armor mods that are critical for this build. I will give you a little recommendation regarding armor stats as well, and which weapons to pick, and which weapon mods to use. With all that said, let's start with the Classtree and the points. So here's our wonderful Pyromancer Classtree from my Pyromancer Fiery Hottie. Man, what a creative name. Okay, so we start right down the Tempest route with Archmage. Increase your anomaly power by 6%. Then we pick the cooldown reduction for our explosive skills by 15%. Then we have another Archmage, another anomaly power 6% buff, wonderful. And then we don't continue this route, but we go up first. So we get an increased weapon damage and an anomaly power by another 5% with Gifted, beautiful. And that's the skill or perk or whatever it's called we will be going for, and that's Wildfire. Decrease all your skill cooldowns by 10%, which is huge, because it's not dependent on one of those trees. No, it's for all, as it says. This is the moment where we stop at the Tempest route and go up to Ashbreaker, where we pick increased weapon damage by 8%, and the Marble Orchard, reduce immobilized skills cooldown by 15%. This will be important later on because we will use Ash Blast, but we will be talking about this one in a minute. So with those two we continue this route here with Mark's Cumulation, increase your skill damage by 8% against marked enemies. Then another Archmage for another anomaly power buff. Then we continue to the right, Meltdown, burn afflicted on enemies deals 20% more damage. Another Archmage for the anomaly power buff. Then we have Unquenchable, increase your skill leech by 6%. Another anomaly power buff. And that's why we continued to the right. Phoenix Nestling. And that's for solo players, and that's really huge. Upon losing all health, you will receive a second chance to return to the battlefield with 50% of your max health. Phoenix can revive you every 180 seconds. So that's basically an automatic self-revive, which comes really in handy for solo players. Let me show you a little example. So when you're playing and you see this little icon above your health bar, then you know Phoenix Nestling is ready and off cooldown, and when you die you will be revived with 50% health. And that's solo, it's really helpful and spares you a lot of frustration, let me tell you. So with that seen, let's go back to the skill tree. When we picked Phoenix Nestling, we go back here and pick Extinction, because that's also really helpful. Increase damage by 20% against enemies below 30% health. That's really helpful against those champion mobs when they are low. And burn afflicted on enemies 20% longer. So that makes them burn longer, which will be important later because we will use our burns to heal ourselves. So longer burns means longer heal. That's pretty helpful. With that one picked, we go to the right again. Conflagration, increase your resistance piercing by 15%. Then we have a Flames that burn twice, increased damage against elites by 10%. Really helpful one. Then we have World Ablaze, reduce explosive skills cooldowns by 15%. So another cooldown reduction. Very nice for our overheat, because we will use that one a lot. And the last one, increase explosive skills base damage by 30%. So 30% more base damage for overheat. So that's the Classtree we're gonna use. The perks we're gonna pick with our 20 points. And I talked about it already a little bit, about all the skills we're gonna use. So let's switch over to the cheat sheet. So here we go, isn't that one beautiful? So you can see once again when to pick which perk, nice little map with all the numbers, when to pick what, and as said before, time to talk about the skills. Well, let's start with an overview. That seems what I had in mind. So we will talk about the skills, armor mods, weapons, armor stats, and weapon mods. But now let's start right away with the skills. So first, we're gonna use Heat Wave. It's an ignite skill and it inflicts burn. The second one we use is Ash Blast. Immobilize and also inflicts ash. That's pretty important because that's our area of effect crowd control skill, which will save our ass and will even have more benefits depending on the armor mods we're gonna use, which I will show you in just a second. But let's finish the skill area with Overheat. That's an explosive skill and also an interrupt. So it also interrupts enemy cast bars and it's a huge AoE. So those are the 3 skills you will be using with this build. So let's continue with the armor mods. First we are gonna pick Cinders. That one is important because it says the skill Overheat consumes ash instead of burn. The reason why we use that is with Ash Blast and another mod, the Ash Increased Range, which increases the skill range by 66%, we can spread ash over a huge area and then get a huge nice little damage skill off with Overheat right after that. Just a little reminder, when you use Ash Blast, wait about a second because Ash Blast takes a little time to spread ash. So the further it spreads, the more kills or damage you do with Overheat afterwards. And the more other bonies you will get. Like Blacksmith, each status condition consumed by the skill grants 2000, so that's dependent on your level, so let's not talk about that. But it gives you bonus armor for 8 seconds. So the further Ash Blast has spread, the more enemies will be afflicted by ash and the more armor you will get back. The next armor mod we're gonna use is Ride the Wave. So Heat Wave can be activated one more time before triggering the cooldown. So straightforward, you got 2 Heat Waves instead of 1 before the cooldown starts. It's a nice to have, nice damage skill. And then we use Inferno Wave. Increase by whatever it is for your level and anomaly power, damage dealt to enemies from Heat Wave. So that's one of our, well, that's our bread and butter skill, basically. So these are the core mods, which I used with blue gear all the way until I finished the gate area. Yes, you can finish the gate area with that loadout and blue gear if you are up to the current level. I think a few pieces were even a bit lower. It's just important that you have some skill leech and spread the burns so you get constant healing. As soon as you switch from blue gear to epic gear, at least in some slots, you will have to add another 2 mods. The first one is Emergency Stance, attain golem protective effect for 4 seconds whenever your health drops below 30%. So that's really huge and helpful. And also nice to have is Twice as Hot. Whenever a skill is used, inflict extra, whatever it is for your level and anomaly power, damage to all enemies afflicted with burn. So basically when you burned the guys with Heat Wave before, then you use Ash Blast and Overheat, you will deal additional damage. And based on my expeditions experience, it's about 10 to up to 20%, really depends. But it's really nice. So those 2 skills or those 2 mods, you really want to have them and upgrade after the gate area before you fight Yagak or whatever this guy is called. Because you really need all the help you get. Basically, don't stop moving and just afflict burn on him and keep running away. So, that's the skills and the armor mods. So let's talk weapons. So here's a recommendation because we are pretty squishy. The first one is get a burst assault rifle, a double gun or an SMG. Also for the SMG and the double gun, also the tactical versions as for the assault rifle as well, because that's just the most damage with the burst variants. Ideally, they have a weapon leech and 1 CC mod like Ashen Bullets. So Ashen Bullets would be preferred, so you can at least stop single enemies from getting too quick to you, like the alphas come to mind that jump you. And Ashen Bullets or Freezing Bullets are really helpful when you play solo for that. So that's basically for the weapons. So add a standard rifle as well, and let me show you with the weapon mods why. If you use a standard weapon, a standard rifle, so that's the battle rifle thing, with a mod like Shield Maiden or with the Shield Maiden mod, you can generate huge shields to protect you because they seem to scale with the damage per hit, and that works best with the standard rifle in my experience, at least for the pyro. For something, if you want to go close in, you can also use a shotgun, but I would say rifle is better because of the ammo management and stuff. And as said, on your fast firing weapon, you want something with CC like Ashen Bullets or Freezing Bullets. That's basically it for the weapon recommendations I can give here early on. And for the armor stats, for the anomaly build, you want to look for anomaly power, which is the top priority. Then status power, which is also very important for the burn damage. And then look for a healthy mix of cooldown reduction and skill life leech. Try to get your skill life leech to 10%, maybe 15%, and as soon as you reach that, focus cooldown reduction afterwards. Because spreading the burn and getting healed by it is a huge plus. Also keep in mind, if you can avoid it, don't spread burn and kill anybody right after that. Leave a few enemies burning, like in the corner, to have always a little health incoming. That's really helpful. Yeah, so I guess that's basically the finished Cremator leveling build. I used another Anomaly Pyromancer leveling build as well. I might share it with you at another date, but this one really worked great, and it also worked up until Challenger Tier 10 for expeditions. And I hope this one helps you out leveling an Anomaly Pyromancer. And I hope you like that it's not a bullet build like all the other stuff, or an build depending highly on legendaries. Just a straightforward one for us casual dads to enjoy the game, also with some anomaly fun. So that's it for this build. Let me know in the comments if you tried it. Let me know your feedback. What are you running anomaly wise? I'm all ears and always curious what other folks are using, and I hope this one helps you. And if you liked what you have been seeing and want to see more stuff coming to you from Mom's Basement, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell, comment below, and if you want to stay updated, follow me on Twitter as well, or just drop in one of my streams over at twitch.tv, where I am live every Tuesday and Thursday. As usual, everything you need you find in the description. Also, the cheat sheet for this build is in the description as well. So that's it so far from me. Stay dirty, people. Dirty Hottie out.